Hi, we are Group 16, and today we will discuss on solving the margin mirage by diagnosing profit leak at RSM456 Superstore. Our team members include Celina, Christine, Dennis, Evan, Isaac, and Matthew. So here's our agenda for the day, and we'll start with the executive summary.
RSM456 Superstore is facing a margin mirage. Although sales recovered strongly in the past few years, profit remained unstable and margins weakened in late 2022. To investigate this, we analyzed nearly 10,000 orders, and our approach combines exploratory data analysis, a cart decision tree, and clustering analysis. The findings show that pricing and customer targeting are the key problems. About 18.7% of orders are unprofitable, with discount being the strongest predictor of loss-making orders, and furniture contributes a high share of sales but a very small share of profit. Based on this, we recommend stricter discount limits, a review of underperforming categories, and a more targeted customer segmentation strategy. Next slide, please. Now let's look at the business context. As I mentioned earlier, sales are rising faster than profits. There are three possible explanations for this margin leakage: aggressive discounting, undifferentiated marketing strategies, and operational inefficiencies. From this, we focus on two questions. First, is pricing and discounting behavior causing losses at the order level? And second, is the current one-size-fits-all promotion strategy hiding differences across customer groups? To answer these, our goal is to identify the key drivers of loss-making orders, evaluate whether discounting is an issue, and determine whether certain categories are structurally less profitable. Next page, please.
This slide explains why our analysis matters and defines the project scope. If discounting turns out to be the strongest driver of losses, management can tighten discount rules, review risky pricing practices, and act before future orders continue to reduce margins. If some customer groups are consistently less profitable, management can replace broad promotions with more targeted strategies. For scope, our project identifies which orders are at risk of negative profit, tests whether discounting is associated with profit loss, explores whether certain categories or customer groups are underperforming, and segments customers based on purchasing behavior and profitability. At the same time, some issues are outside our scope. While the case mentions inventory and supplier performance, our dataset provides much stronger evidence on pricing and customer behavior, so we do not attempt to fully diagnose shipping, carrier, or contract issues. Moving on to the basic analysis. This slide summarizes the main patterns we found in the data. First, the dataset has no missing values, so no imputation was needed. We also created several derived variables to improve our interpretation of profitability. Second, we found that about 18.7% of orders are unprofitable, which suggests a meaningful margin leakage problem. Third, discounting shows a strong negative relationship with profit. As discounts increase, profitability tends to fall, and the visual evidence suggests a threshold effect, where high discount levels sharply increase the chance of loss-making orders. Fourth, category-level analysis shows that furniture contributes a large share of sales, but a much smaller share of profit, while technology contributes a higher share of profit. Finally, regional and customer-level patterns suggest that both geography and customer behavior help explain differences in profitability.
Now, moving on to our data analytics model, we decided to run first a cart decision tree because it isn't a black box model and can show 456 Superstore's management team clear decision logic. This allows us to understand different variables' effects on profit and determine whether they're the driving factors of the declining margin. Our cart target outcome is to classify between profitable and non-profitable orders. So based on feature importance from our cart model, our model shows that discount is by far the most important feature impacting profitability and can confirm that discounting is a primary source of the margin leak. The model also importantly finds specific thresholds, a max of 25% as the maximum discount before orders are predicted to be unprofitable. This proves that Superstore's discount strategy needs to change. Now, after measuring the effect of different discount levels, we remove the discount variable and run the cart decision tree once again to see how profitability stands in comparison and to check other structural drivers of profit for Superstore. We found that subcategory and region are the most impactful variables, but we can't establish a clear threshold because the model was lower in accuracy. However, overall, our cart models found that discounting was indeed a huge determiner of Superstore's profit, and define clear discounting thresholds that were needed to maintain profitable orders. Moving forward, we should address customer level effects and form a specific discounting strategy.
So to understand how discounts impact profitability at the customer level, we use K-means clustering to group customers based on discount behavior and profit, and we identified four distinct segments. What stood out immediately was cluster 0. These customers received the highest discounts, around 26%, but are still unprofitable, meaning that we're giving away margin without gaining value. So we recommend significantly reducing discounts, targeting closer to 13%, where CART identifies profitability. Cluster 1 is more nuanced. These customers are discount sensitive, but still moderately profitable. So instead of drastic changes, we want to gradually reduce discounts. Cluster 2 is our best performing group, highly profitable even with moderate discounts. So we simply maintain the current discount levels. And finally, we have cluster 3, which sits somewhere in between. They're moderately profitable, but currently receive lower discounts. This creates an opportunity to experiment with slightly higher discounts to see if we can drive even more revenue. Across all clusters, the key is to balance profitability with customer retention, ensuring that we don't lose valuable customers when adjusting discounts. But customer behavior is only part of the picture. When we bring in category level insights, we see that not all products can support the same strategy. Furniture has very low margins, so we cap discounts at below 5%. In contrast, technology products generate the highest profits, which gives us more flexibility to offer larger discounts. But we need to be aware not to exceed the 25% threshold. And finally, office supplies fall in between, so we follow the cluster-based approach. Putting it all together, we combine both perspectives. First, tailoring discounts by customer behavior, then refining them using category constraints. We also decided to address the one-size-fits-all newsletter by issuing 33 personalized email variations based on segment, region, and category, each measured by the most frequent section that each customer belongs in. This ensures that each customer receives an offer that maximizes both engagement and profitability.
So moving on to the conclusion, from basic analysis, we conclude that the key drivers of margin erosion are pricing, where increase of discount level will lead to reduction of profitability. Product mix is also one of the factors, where furniture generates less profit and tech generates more. Furthermore, customer behaviors in different regions also matter, where the central and the south regions are less profitable compared to the other regions. From the cart decision tree, we figured out the appropriate level of discounting to increase profitability. We proved that the dominant driver is discount level, and anything above the 25% threshold will lead to profit erosion, while orders with discounts under 13% and higher prices items are almost always profitable. Similar to basic analysis, furniture products tend to create losses. It is also noted that the East region generates losses more frequently. Our conclusion from the cart models is to tighten discount policies and operational adjustments for certain product categories. Moving on to clustering, it shows evidence on which customers are affected by discounting. All in all, the most important thing is to figure out how to assign appropriate discounts to each group in order to maximize the company's profit.
So, what's our next step? We recommend a company to create a combined discount policy for every customer, adopt customer segment-based pricing, and apply a category-specific pricing rules. To improve profitability, we need to move from uniform discount to a more nuanced cluster-based pricing and create category-based adjustment on production and sales. We also believe the company should replace mass marketing with targeted email campaigns based on region and preferences. With personalized ads promoting profitable items, we could further improve our sales and margin. To ensure the new pricing strategy could fully implemented, 456 Superstore should also improve its strategic decision-making abilities. We suggest implementing decision tree rules to flag high-risk order in real time and apply cluster-based pricing guidelines across customer segments. The company's next step will be integrating new rules into pricing and promotion system to comprehensively overhaul our profit-making ability. This concludes our findings. Thank you for your listening.